In the first video in this short series of videos on the spiritual disciplines or the spiritual practices, I addressed the fear of being legalistic when it comes to the spiritual disciplines and that being an obstacle. In the second video, I shared what I find helpful in spending time with the Lord in the Word and in prayer. And so now in this third video, I ask you the question, so what's your plan? If you're doing well in this area right now, great. I pray that would even continue beyond the pandemic. But this video is really for those who are struggling in this area right now. Listen to what Jesus says in John chapter 15. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. Then down to verse 8, he says, this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Later in verse 11, he says, I've told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. So that's what we're going after, friends. We're going after joy. So this is for those who are struggling to make that time right now. It's not that we don't have the time. It's just that we don't make the time. The truth is we make time for what we love. And so if that's you right now, struggling to make the time, you're just not desiring the time with the Lord. Maybe deep down you really do, but you're just struggling to make it happen. Can I encourage you to pray this prayer to ask the Lord to increase that desire? So the psalmist says, incline my heart to your testimonies and not to selfish gain. Paul prays for the Ephesians that the eyes of their heart would be enlightened so that they would know the hope to which they've been called. So look, it's both his work and ours. I love what Dallas Willard says. Dallas Willard has some amazing writings on the spiritual disciplines. And he says that grace is not opposed to effort, it's opposed to earning. The author and pastor John Mark Comer says that it's not about the fear of training. It's not about really trying hard. It's about training hard. So church, we are in this pandemic marathon and we need to train hard. So if you're struggling in this area right now, let me encourage you to think of it in terms of baby steps. Start small. Even the great Kipchoge, the greatest marathon runner perhaps in history, whenever he started, maybe 4 years old, I don't know, he didn't start running marathons. He started with 1 kilometer at a time and slowly built up. So maybe in the past, you've had great times, great habits and patterns of spending time with the Lord, great disciplines, and you've fallen out of that because life is full, it's hard, it's busy. Let me encourage you to start small, to consider in the morning 5 minutes, build up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and asking the Lord to increase your desire. So make a plan. How are you going to carve out that time, even just 5 minutes tomorrow, the next day, and beyond, to spend time with the Lord in prayer and in his word? So look, change will come. If you're struggling right now, if you're just not experiencing that joy in him, in your walk with the Lord, in life in general, seek him. Cry out to him for that joy. Change will come. Jesus is waiting, and the Spirit will work over time to form us into the image of Christ.